it's me again. I'm here with another video. Uh, so I'm feeling really good right now. Today was a day where I woke up and I was not feeling any depression. I felt really motivated to just wake up and do something, which is really good. And yeah, I already had breakfast and drank coffee, and I'm feeling really good so far. So, um, today's topic, I want to talk a little bit about my influences that I have on my manga. So, or like what kind of manga works or like comics do inspire me. I'm gonna do probably more video than one about that because there's much more to talk about. But yeah, I think one of the biggest inspirations I have is definitely Naruto. When I was a kid, I was watching Naruto, and it was one of my first animes that I watched. I mean, I watched when I was really small, I watched Digimon, and I watched Tom Sawyer, Heidi. Like those, for people who don't know those shows, those are also anime, but they're exclusive in Germany. I don't think they aired in America, And I watched those shows too when I was a kid, and I wasn't conscious that this is anime. I didn't have a fucking idea that it was coming from Japan. I was just 5 years old, and I was watching Digimon, and beside that, I was just watching a lot of cartoons, American cartoons. And when I was 12, I started to watch Naruto because a friend introduced me to it, and I was really into it. It was really fun for me to watch it. And damn, I want to watch Naruto today, actually. I really want to continue watching the show because I want to watch the whole show of Naruto. I really have to get through it to learn something. This is also something I can talk about. How I approach watching anime and what you can learn from watching anime as an artist. But today I'm gonna talk about inspiration. So Naruto was one influence on my work. And I think you really can see that because when I was watching Naruto back then, I started it, and it was a really awesome road. Like I never saw something like that before, like because before I was watching Naruto, I thought that I'm too old for animations, I was 12 and I was like, I'm not allowed to watch cartoons anymore because I'm too old for that. That didn't keep with me long, but I had a time where I have to watch real people shows now and I shouldn't watch cartoons. And then I was watching Naruto and I realized that's really interesting because this show feels like for my age, So the characters are in my age. They're all like 13. So they're a little bit older than me, and it feels like perfect for my age, And I was really into it, and it was like reading a book like Harry Potter, So, but in animated version, and I never had something like that before. That was really fucking new for me, Because cartoons were usually not that serious, and they didn't had as big as a story than Naruto had. They were like more episodic, and Naruto had really a story going on, so you really had to pay attention, and it was also really brutal. Like there was a lot of blood, and that was really fascinating to me. So I kept watching, and also the humor was, I never had a humor like, and I like the humor of Naruto and the anime humor. I mean, anime has a certain kind of humor that is really horrible. I can talk about this in another video. Like, anime humor is really bad, a lot of times. Gintama is a show that is really good in comedy, but a lot of comedy in anime is just really not funny. But Naruto, I think, is kind of funny. Especially, like, the beginning of Naruto was really, like, it had a lot of funny scenes, actually. And that kind of humor was really new to me. And when I was 12 and I was watching Naruto, it was the funniest shit for me. I never had, like, I saw scenes I never saw before. I remember the scene where Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura are having the first exam with Kakashi. So Kakashi is not a teacher yet, and they have to get to a kind of exam to prove that they're worthy of being ninjas. And this thing with the bells. And there's this one scene where Naruto is coming to Kakashi, and Kakashi is just attacking him from the behind, and he's sticking his fingers into Naruto's butthole. And he's just doing this jutsu. And that seems like those were just really fucking insane to me. I never saw like something like this before. Like, the humor was so fucking over the top. Mm, and it was really funny. Or like Kakashi reading the Flirt Paradise, like the book, the porn. That was so fucking interesting to me. I never saw something like this before. So because it was all new, I was really fucking into it, and I was really excited about it, and I was just fucking obsessed with Naruto. you know and I already, before I was watching Naruto, I wanted to become a comic artist. And when I was reading Naruto, I realized, like, damn, I still can be a comic artist, because I was planning to become an author. I was 12 and I was like, maybe I should become an author, because animated show are just for kids. And then I saw Naruto, and I got the motivation to keep drawing, because manga apparently was a medium that was still at, like, aimed at young people and adults, like teenagers and adults. So I was really, I saw hope. And so I was getting more and more invested into drawing in a manga style, because manga was the perfect medium to tell stories for adults, because I didn't like wanted to tell stories for kids. And it was not even that I was interested in a manga style. Like, that's really interesting. Like, the whole, like, manga style medium, the whole manga aesthetic was something that I just practiced because I just wanted to fit the medium. I didn't do that because I liked it or anything. I didn't really care. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna draw in a manga style because this is how it should be done. So I remember, I had a evening where I was just taking a Naruto manga, and I was just going through all the pages, and I had a piece of paper, and I was just drawing a bunch of Naruto, like the way Masashi Kishimoto, the author, draws eyes. I was just drawing a bunch of Naruto eyes on paper to kind of get an idea how he's drawing eyes. And I was just drawing it all on paper until I got used to it. So for like 2 hours I was just drawing a bunch of Naruto eyes. I was not practicing the body or something. I was just drawing the eyes to get the Japanese style. And after I was doing that for 2 hours, I kind of had a grasp on it, because I was really observant, and I kind of um I did that, like, I was drawing first. You know, to that time, I didn't have a fucking idea how to practice art. I didn't really know that you have to take a reference to draw. But what I was doing, I was just taking the reference first, and then I practiced drawing it out of my head. Like, I was drawing from reference sometimes, and then I was trying to repeatedly drawing it out of my head and compare it to the actual manga art. And I was just really observant, and I was really focused and concentrated. So right from the beginning, when I was 12, I had a basic understanding how to draw in a Japanese kind of style. And I wouldn't say my style is really Japanese right now, but manga is a style that can be kind of difficult for Westerners, I think, at the beginning, because it's there's a certain way that manga is drawn that it has its completely own style, you know, and to pull that down can be hard. You have to practice a lot, you know, and right from the get-go, my art kind of looked like manga, you know. It was really, of course, I was still like learning, but the thing is, I was drawing my whole life already. Like, I was drawing before that. I already draw cartoons. I knew how to draw a cartoon character because I was learning from comic book art. I can talk about this in another video. So, just for your people to know how Naruto influenced me, I'm gonna talk about this more in the next videos. I just wanna keep this video a little bit shorter. But this is how Naruto started to influence me. And I think you can really see that in Stormbreaker. I'm gonna talk about more details about this in the other videos. I just thought it's an interesting story to share, so the story is going to continue. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.